A minimum pension for the old age had been always an idea that toiled my mind for some years, and that's when I came across this movement One India, One Pension. Since then, I wanted to extend my support and all possible help to achieve this goal. I think now the time has come to announce my support and propagate my support through this video. I have been living in Europe for some years now, and hence, I am eligible for a lifetime pension here when I reach my old age, and therefore, this One India, One Pension movement will not bring any personal benefits to me. But for those of you who are living in India, this pension scheme is something that you can't live without. This decides your future after 60 years. This decides will you live with dignity after 60 years, or you will spend the rest of your life in extreme poverty and neglected by everyone. I'll be the happiest when this scheme will be implemented in India and my fellow Indians can live a better life. Hence, I support this movement and will do everything possible to make it a success. Since I know how it works in developed countries, I'm sure it can be implemented in India as well. But it requires a strong will and unity among all clans and classes of you, and then there will be no more obstacles in front of you to achieve it. The change that this 10,000 rupees will bring into our lives and society is purely a renaissance. It is unlikely to bring a big change into the lives of the upper class urban dwellers who listens to this talk, but as Gandhiji said, India lives in its villages. It is they, the village dwellers, who need this scheme to be implemented. In the cities also, there lives a big population who are not government servants, but the ordinary people who runs the support system. When they reach the old age, no one supports them, neither the government nor by their own children, because in most cases their earning is not enough to meet both the ends. Hence we can't let go of this opportunity spearheaded by One India, One Pension. This is to enable our own parents and later for ourselves to live with dignity in the society. Enabling the ability to look after oneself with dignity in old age is a symptom of a civilized society. Let me assure that this is not at all a backward idea, but a forward-looking idea. A movement that will electrify the socio-economic fabric of our lives. It is a social movement of a progressive society. Many developed countries around the world have reached this level step by step, so we can't afford to stay back and remain as an underdeveloped country forever. The present obstacle for the scheme is the lack of foresightedness and the lack of will of our political leaders. When the powerful politicians are aiming only for political gains, we the common people become mere spectators. They aim enriching their own pockets and their party funds. It is worthwhile to mention that nepotism is everywhere, and it continues to be one of the social evils that our current day politicians themselves are promoting. And then majority of the commoners, we are left to rot in the streets. If only those politicians who have the will to pass this bill in the respective legislative assemblies and parliament would win the next election, that will make a big difference. Remember, we are the government, we the public. We are the one who are empowered to choose our representatives in the government. And then those representatives cannot pretend to be our bosses. Please do understand that we are the boss of them. When the common man receives 10,000 rupees as pension, it goes all the way to the market, and a large portion of it turns back to the government in the form of GST and various other taxes. This money goes into the market to purchase services and various products which would recharge our market. That money would circulate in every nook and corner of our remote villages. That will bring an economic revolution all through India. Even those who understand the basics of economics knows the big impact that this will bring into our economy. Whereas huge amounts received by the retirees in the form of gratuity and pension are turning that into fixed deposits. Not only it doesn't benefit the country, but it slows down the growth of our nation. Just those retirees themselves will have a luxury life with their huge pensions. I know several people who are retired from government service and then working in private firms and institutions in high positions for another minimum 10 years. They take government pensions and private salaries at the same time. This is questioning the very essence of the concept of pension. What is the concept of pension? Pension is envisaged as a support for those who are old and unable to work. It's not a gift by the government for the years of work they did for the government. So, what message is given to the society by these so-called pensioners who are retired at the age of 55 or 60, depending the state that they belong to? They receive a huge sum by gratuity and commutation of pension, and further receiving a huge sum of pension every month. Aren't they to be called parasites who are taking away the taxes paid by the bigger population who lives in utter poverty, especially in their old age? Government servants are perpetually complaining that their salaries and pensions are very meager. They are so well organized. They are so well organized that their nexus with politicians for their own gains are well known in the country, but no one moves a finger against it. And they claim they are serving us. How many of us are there who received services from these government offices without any bribes or recommendation by politicians? Except the teachers' community or a handful of other simple employees, you are constantly neglected and being abused in every government office. It is time for a change. It is time for a change. Those who are spearheading this movement, One India, One Pension, I wish them all the very best. I thank them for striving to improve the quality of the elderly people of our country. When this project becomes a success, their names will be written in gold. Thank you.